It's been a busy morning. I'm so grateful. I did a podcast. I'm doing 2 podcasts, but I just finished one with my friend Lavi. Make sure you go check out her podcast. I'm going to do her profile and then, of course, her podcast IG, which has all the links to go watch her other one. So I'm super excited about that one. So I did that. I'm in the middle of filming some content. And then today I thought we could talk about liquid shadows, best application. I am going to hop off and do foundation. We'll just play it by ear. We're going to play it by ear. And then I head to LA tomorrow morning. So I wanted to pre-film our Thursday talk through. There's a lot going on around these parts. If I don't get the Thursday talk through filmed, I'll just come up here and we'll do our makeup tomorrow together for the airport. I'm hoping I can get that done, but I still have so much to do in between. All right, let's get liquid shadows going here. And we're gonna talk about a couple different ones. So the most popular right now, it's gonna be Mario's. These are a little floofier, a little poofier. They are, you know what? They're gonna be a little bit more difficult to work with. They are. As opposed to, now I ain't steering you wrong because I can't put these away. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you wrong and I'm not trying to scare you. We're not scaring you. But as opposed to, say, the Armani texture, which isn't quite as opaque, but do you see how silky, thin, more liquidy that is? Now let's compare it. I want to be fair. Let me grab Sandstone. It's my jam. Here's Sandstone. And then I just want you to kind of see it next to it. Do you see how much thicker that is? It's not a bad thing. Oh, no. I love this. But it can be a little different to work with. We're also comparing because I've had a lot of questions about just formula. I don't like any of these formulas so much more than the other. This is really good. Unfortunately, there's just not as many shades in the nude shades and the skin tone shades, but this formula is fantastic. It's going to be closer to Armani's because it's more of that liquid. This one is from Hard Candy. There's other shades in this, but again, I think there's only 2 other neutrals. So that one you can see is just really, really liquid, really, really thin. Also, let's compare to this one. Which one's closest to this one? Maybe Sienna and Mario's. Let's put it here. No, that's too dark. Taupe. I feel like taupe is maybe Chestnut. I guess I should put this. This is About Face 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬. Y'all have seen me use this one for 100 years. Again, look at that texture difference. This is Mario's. Again, that was, let me double check because I can't be hooting and hollering. That's Chestnut. Sorry. This is Sienna. Before I move on, that's Sienna. This is About Face 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬. I don't think Mario's going to have a color too close to that one. I think that's going to be our closest. And that one is Chestnut. But again, Mario's are more of a mousse. This is more of a liquid. Mousse is a hair trickier, just a hair, because of the way that it spreads and kind of gets in our brush bristles. So it can be a little, and it has a really fast dry time, but then it also doesn't have a fast dry time. See how it's a little lumpy there because it's sitting up higher. It's a thicker consistency. But it's important to get it smooth really, really quickly with the brush. Also, remember how in the very beginning of me testing these, I said, wow, that applicator is going to deposit a lot of product. So it's important to be mindful with the applicator that we're kind of, see how that can happen? That we're getting it really smooth as possible at first. Okay, another one I really, really like, but also this one brings out quite a bit of product. I love these Stila ones, but again, this one's more of a liquid, so a little bit more user-friendly. I feel that I'm seeing comments talk about the mousse being a little bit more difficult to work with, and it makes sense because it's gonna have this beautiful texture if we know how to work with it. And think about who made it. Mario. He's such a pro. He's incredible. So he understands these dry times. He understands how to smooth it across the eye first. But I love them and I don't want you to get them and not enjoy them. So I'm gonna do another look with these. But again, these types of liquids, basically everything I've showed you aside from Mario's, see that? It's not bad, we just have to know, but these are gonna be so much easier to work with if you're just starting out. I think that's pretty much all of the popular ones, and all you're looking for is a more liquidy texture if you are really trying to get into the groove and figure out liquid shadows, because they can be so easy and so beginner friendly. But then there comes a time when we get to ones that are a little bit more advanced, but I have faith in you and I'm here to help. I'm already the product of a million mistakes. I got this, I think. Oh, I almost forgot this one. These are really, really nice too. Wish there was more colors. This applicator is cool because it's more of a slanted doe foot, so I feel like it's a little bit more even. Oh, I've got liquid shadow everywhere. There you go. These are really, really, really pigmented. This is the Ulta one. It's really nice. Again, just liquid, really easy, and I actually love this applicator. So let's do a quick eye look. Remember, I think I'll be able to do blush and everything else, but I want to get one shot of something and then I don't know. Let's just play it by ear. Like I said, I want to explain to all of you, because it's like being on FaceTime with a friend, and I want to be like, yeah, I'm going to disappear for a second. Hang on. I'll be right back. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Okay. So the first thing you notice me do is I kind of went in here. I used the side and I really made sure to smooth it out before I grabbed a brush. Now I'm doing a lot of yapping. Don't do that. I know that these dry pretty quickly. Also, I'm using a fluffy brush, but notice how I'm using the side. That's going to help us negate any patchiness and get this wildly smooth and even at first. And I just feel like these have such good coverage and they're so smooth, but they definitely take a little bit. And the reason, it's already dry by the way, but I do find you can layer with these beautifully. But the reason I'm using a fluffier brush is because I do want to get it more diffused. But then I also love the density on this one because I can use the side and that just gets things really flat and even and keeps a lot of pigment. Sometimes swirling motions, here you go. What happens when we do too many swirling motions is it just kind of swirls it away. So that's why I want options, because up here, I don't mind swirling motions because I want less coverage up here. But where I want the coverage, I want tapping motions at first. Just be a little mindful. Just make sure that we're not doing what we did here and get a lump. Put that back and then side the brush and we're just gonna tap. And for anyone that's always like, oh, that's just gonna take so long, it's done. I just talk a lot. And also sometimes I explain so much that it might feel like it's been overcomplicated, but all it is just don't do that. Don't do just like that and then look, see? Because it is gonna sit up, that's all I'm saying. All you do is just be a hair mindful, which we get on autopilot. We just turn that on after we've done this twice. All we think about is just boom, really light pressure, throw it on, and then work it in. So it's really not, it's not that complicated. I just love to really break things down. And also, I have been loving these as a base. In fact, I'm gonna pack this one right now in case I'm not able to do a story tomorrow. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying my absolute best. I just got my check-in for your flight text. I just got it. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. But this should be my last trip. And again, I'm only gone tomorrow till Saturday, and then I come back and I should be good until September. So if you wanted to put any kind of powder eyeshadow on top, this particular formula, all of these formulas, anything on my cheeks, anything I've showed you, they work beautifully as a base. Long gone are the days of the overly dried, no movement and no absorption. I remember that there was just, even MAC Painterly, that formula needs an update because it gets so crusty on my eye and then it doesn't absorb any pigment. And then when a shadow, a liquid shadow, even just a classic eyeshadow base is not absorbing pigment, that's when it goes and gets patchy. So you want these updated formulas, anything on my face, you want something that even though it's dried down, it still can absorb. And that, like I said, that's really any of these. Let's use Mauve as a transition shade. See how I'm trying to smooth that out? Then I'm gonna flip the brush upside down and just push that into my socket and then just let some tapping motions just transition that into that first shade. Boom, done. I accidentally hit post. This was shade Mauve. And also, one of the reasons I'm into these tapping motions is because when in doubt, tap it out. If you aren't sure about a formula, if you've never used it, if you don't know what's happening, or if you just don't have time to mess up, that's when I love my tapping motions. Swiping works. I'm not against swiping, but I'm not swiping unless I can just know exactly where I'm going, where I'm headed, where we're gonna end. I'm just not just gonna get in here and go, because again, that kind of, we run that risk of overblending, and overblending equals patchy. We run the risk of everything becoming muddy, and what muddy is when everything just kind of blends into and on top of one another. So when you're tapping, it just controls everything a little bit more, and it helps everything just become friends a little bit more slowly. And I'm just using a bunch of these because I'm just teaching with them. I don't think that we need this many. I know they're very spicy priced, but we're just kind of having some fun. So the Mauve added a little bit more pink in there. Now I'm going to take Chestnut. Yes. Pretty. Ugh, looks so good. Now let's take Espresso. And I'm going to put that here. I actually like these as liner too. Nice. I'm just going to use the same E29 and I'm going to kind of blend it down. Remember, if I get it down here, it doesn't matter. Obviously, I have eyeshadow all over my face, but by blending it down, we can control it with this big fluffy brush. I feel like what I did is just a magic trick, and I think I should get my own show in Vegas. Just did that with this big fluffy brush. And then I love using this color. What color is this one? Bisque. I'm just going to use this and brighten up in here. Same brush. I did wipe it off on Sheila. Let me wipe it a little bit more on Sheila. Again, I'm going to blend down so it doesn't go up too high. Tap, 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 tap. And it just kind of brightens, but then obviously it's not as white since it's kind of tapping in with everything. That is lash glue because I didn't wear my no glue lashes yesterday. Self-adhesive is what I was trying to say. Who commissioned this? I did this to myself. Nice. Then one more time with Bisque, but I'm just going to put it here. And I am going to switch brushes because a dense brush is going to turn this more into a matte highlight. See how much more pigmented that stays? But I just wanted to do it in here. Perfect. I just got summoned for a quick coffee break. I'll be right back. I'm back. And y'all know that honesty is the policy here. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't just have coffee. I had a date. I might have had 2 dates. Do y'all like dates? Let me tell you. I love dates. I love them. And I can eat a whole box, but you know what? I shouldn't eat a whole box. But they are honestly one of my favorite things in the whole world. So you know now I like dates, cheese, coffee, and I just drink black coffee, by the way. And let's see, what else do we know that? Oh, cereal. I love cereal. And then I wanted to kind of bring my eyes a little closer together. So all I'm gonna do, still with this E29, I'm gonna take a whisper of Espresso again. This is the dark one that we use. Notice that I'm grabbing from here. There's hardly any. And if I just blink right here a little bit, put a little bit of that right there, tap it. It's just gonna bring my eyes a little bit closer together. See? Meow. Meow. I feel like this particular formula, Mario's formula, it really does give a very specific look to the eyes, and it's one that I really like. It's very soft, diffused, but still that nice definition. I don't know, I feel like now that I've used these quite a bit, whenever I would scroll through my phone, when I go back now, without seeing what I was using, I would be able to identify this particular formula on my eyes now. Okay, I got my little lashes here. These are not spiders. These are my lashes. What style is this? Rule Breaker. These are the ones that I wore the other day. They should be even easier to put on today because I should remember the shape of my eye, but I kind of placed them right there. I don't worry about that. Also, it's important to let your mascara dry. I know I've mentioned it before, but every day somebody's going on another makeup adventure or a new makeup adventure. So make sure your mascara is dried down. That way it doesn't mess with the self-adhesive glue and get in there and get nasty, and then they don't work as long. So that was something I have discovered. I discovered it early, thank goodness. Okay. Got it pretty much where I want it. Okay, I already clamped this one. And then I just take lash applicators and I go wiggle, 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 wiggle. That's optional. And then I just start to clamp it. Look how it doesn't fluff around my face and run away. I love these so much. I like the half lashes more, but I like these. The half self-adhesive. Those are my absolute favorites, but I thought that these would be fun with it. Now, I'm gonna say it. It's just something I absolutely thought of. I don't even talk about this a lot when it comes to these lashes. I have noticed with the self-adhesive lashes, I'm losing less lashes. Now, this might not matter to you as much because not all of us wear falsies every single day, sometimes twice a day by taking them off, putting them back on. I'm telling you, it's fashion week around here, 364 days a week. But that being said, I truly am not losing as many lashes. So that's another benefit of these to me. So I want to use this. I've had this before. Do you see this right here? Totally normal. That's why it's so important to shake everything. Even the foundation I'm going to use, I wanted to shake that. Just shake everything. It really makes a difference. So this is Mario's Bronzing and Shaping Serum. I'm going to do it underneath just to do a nice little underpaint. And I wanted to do this because my foundations right now, they look really great on the center of my face where it's lighter, but on the outer part, sometimes, and this is a really good tip for you, even this, these areas tend to be a little bit darker because we're wearing our SPF, yes, but it is summertime, sun happens. So when the sun is hitting here, it's getting much darker. So if I try to put a lighter shade on top, let me show you, it can turn a little gray. So that's going to match me perfectly. See that? That's going to match me perfectly everywhere else, but it's going to turn, see that? It's going to turn a little gray. So if this is happening to you, which it started happening to me, just put a little bronzer there, because it's going to match perfectly in the center. They're here. It'll even match nicely here, but it can turn a little gray where that sun really hits us. And here I'm just doing a little bit of shaping. All right, that looks good. Let me get this off and we'll do the rest of it. I want to keep this a little bit more pigmented, so I'm actually going to use the D1. This side is going to keep it more pigmented because this isn't a very pigmented product, which is why it's going to be perfect for this. But also if I use a fluffy brush, since it's a serum, serum's in the name, and anytime you have a serum, it's not going to be as pigmented, but this is going to keep it as pigmented as possible. And then I'll put the foundation on this side of my face, and then let me hop off and blend the other side. I posted the ad for this today if you want to go give it a little watch for me. If not, you know, just do whatever you're comfortable with. I get it. But, I mean, y'all have been seeing me use this. I love this foundation so much. Pew, pew, pew. That's what goes on in my head. I want my denser brush. I want my C42. Go around those. Ooh, that match. I'm telling y'all. And then go over it. Beautiful. And then let's grab a little bit, just a little bit here. And then I'm gonna do this side off camera. I'll be right back. Before I go, I wanted to let you watch this blend out. I'm watching how much better it's gonna match my forehead now. Now our forehead's nice and toasty, but without being wildly bronzed, and now it's not gonna turn gray. Isn't that cool? Makeup is fun. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I got that clip. Now I just gotta get a powder clip. But let's put on our concealer. I'm using my Natasha Denona R5. Remember, this set is on sale right now. I'm actually probably gonna use the rest of these brushes too. This is only $75 right now for this, the Essential Travel set. He's on a meeting. Been there hooting and hollering. I've missed this. I miss this when I travel. Hanging out with y'all, hearing him in his room. Remember, he stole Jean from me, and I don't have the heart because he literally is just as in love with Jean as I am. So I just don't have the heart to go get Jean and bring him in here because Ben would miss him. He calls him his little sweet potato because he's orange. I talked about presetting, and I actually just have one of my friends here. She DM'd me like, what is this preset? Why does my makeup look so good? What is this? I'm telling you, with these newer skincare formulas, I'm not trying to be innovative. I'm not trying to be fancy or I've created anything here. No. But if you have something that has so much skincare in it, like the Givenchy, which I love, I want that skincare. But if we just do a little preset, I'm just using a little bit of my Givenchy powder. And this brush is also from the set. This is such a good powder brush. And then just do a nice little tap over. Do you see how it's not even set, but it's just kind of getting it ready to be set. And that's what a preset is. I didn't mean to rhyme. Usually I do. And it just makes it to where everything can become friends a lot easier. I talk about makeup being friends a lot. But if something is too wet and you're putting powder on it, it can be chaos. Then I'll even do my next preset just with my bronzer. This is my YSL bronzer. And I'll just transition that really nicely. Go. Because remember, this is still a powder. So we're setting out here. So pretty. Then we're gonna go in with a puff because that's how much concealer I have on. I have on the amount that needs to switch over to a puff. I'm gonna set this one off camera because I'm filming something. So pretty. You can soften the edges with your powder here. Melt that together. You're gonna take it in here. And then let me do this because it's always really satisfying through here. So blurring. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna use the same brush. This one, I'm scooting back a little bit. This one is also from the Essential Travel. I'm picking up on the side. That might be too much. Boop, just a little bop on the back of my hand. And it wouldn't have been too much, but this side is still wet because I'm about to go set it right now. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at how pretty that is. And then over here, that would have been a really nice amount because this side's set. I can just feel it. I just remember immediately. I'm like, whoop. Anytime you apply this, a powder, very pigmented powder, like a blush on top of wet, just be thoughtful and a little bit mindful. That way we don't overdo it. I'm gonna take a little bit of Chestnut and I'm just gonna put that underneath here. Where's my E29? Fluff that. And then I'm gonna do my lip. And then I'll go get my little clip. And we're on schedule. I will say my voice hurts from how much talking I've been doing. Let's do this lip liner. This is a really pretty shade. some nice definition. Yeah, it's pretty. Just kind of do a rough draft because then I come back in after the lipstick and perfect. You know what? I haven't tried these glosses, the new Rare Beauty ones. See what's going on here. So here's this one. It's called Bing. I always like their packaging. I feel like this is very accessible and mindful when it comes to people that might have arthritis or anything to do with sensitivity in their hands. So I've always really wanted to talk about that. I do sometimes, but I just think that's so thoughtful. But I feel like Rare Beauty is a very thoughtful brand. So let's put this on. Light fruity scent. Oh, I love the scent. It's light, but it's dang, these are sparklier than I thought they were gonna be. Ooh, big fan already. And I feel like they feel like what I like, a traditional gloss, because it lasts longer. A little heavier, but it lasts longer. So pretty. The sparkle's so pretty, so comfortable. It's not stringy. I love it. I know I'm gonna wear these. All right, friends, that is going to be it for today. I think I might just hop on tomorrow morning and do just my airport makeup with all of you. I hope you don't mind that. I was gonna film more today, but honestly, my vocal cords feel a little tight. I don't feel my best vocally. I just don't think I'm gonna make my gig tonight. All right, I love y'all so much. Again, I'll be on here early in the morning because we'll just do a quick little glam to hop to the airport because I'm gonna have to skedaddle in the morning. I love y'all so much. I am going to go sit in silence now. Maybe drink a hot tea. Definitely eat another date. All right, I love you. Bye for now.